have a lot of movies that have come in, like in the case of, a year like 2009, where we had almost 18 different productions here in Massachusetts, which is a very busy year, and we're very thankful for that, is the fact then that what happens is you have a solid crew. You have a crew that has worked on major motion pictures. And so the setback to certain places is, well, we're going to go shoot over here, but how do we know that the crew is going to be good? How do we know that they know what they're going to do? And
Right.
how do we know that they know what they're doing?
So a lot of these people just go from movie to movie to movie, and if they're set up here, then they get an experienced crew here. Is that what that's all about?
Yeah. So like in the sense of Happy Madison coming back to shoot a film, you have a lot of talented crew here. So when they come back to Mass, it's hire the locals.
Yeah.
And
Happy
that's
Madison, in case you don't know,
good.
is Adam Sandler's film production crew.
Yeah. So you're going to see, a lot of those guys are going to be the same guys that worked on the last film, because they're solid guys and they know that they know what they're doing.
Well, just like the actors, like Adam Sandler basically has the same people in every movie.
Oh yeah. And those are fun movies.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the benefit of a comedy. You can put the same, you can throw Rob Schneider in anywhere.
Yeah.
He'll be
you
funny.
can do it.
Yeah, he'll be funny anywhere you put him.
But yeah, no, it's weird that Kevin James is in so much around here. We actually went to see him at the Cohasset Music Circus a couple of years ago, and he didn't really mention it, but all he was talking about was the Chinese buffet or whatever.
Yeah.
No, he seems to be in a lot of movies up this way. And
and that's great. I mean, you look at, I think the last interview that Ben Affleck gave, he said that, he wants to direct something out of Massachusetts now, because he doesn't want to be known as the director from Mass.
Yeah.
But you look at a guy like Kevin James, and he loves coming here. I mean, there's,
Right.
You see him here so many times to do movies, and there's got to be a reason. I mean, he's not saying no. So, it looks like he really enjoys Massachusetts.
Right. Yeah, they're filming some things in Norwood right now. Mark Wahlberg production. He's not in the scenes in Norwood, but they took a neighborhood over, and it's nice. They transformed it back to the '60s, I believe it was.
Yeah, they shot some snow scenes. So
kids playing in the snow and sledding, but every house had an older car in front of it, and they all had the metal trash barrels. And, and it was the holiday time. It was all Christmas decorations and stuff from the '60s. So it was kind of it was kind of a hoot for the neighbors to see their neighborhood transform back that
back
long ago.
40 years.
Yeah.
And it's very cool, and that's some of the things. I mean, the magic of Hollywood is those things. I worked on a movie that came to town for a couple days to shoot like last week, and they basically laid down a bunch of salt because they wanted snow, and it was very cold, so it felt real, but it was salt on the ground, so it was wild to be there, being like, wow, this is really snow, but it's really not. But it's just the weather,
Somebody get a margarita.
Yeah, but that goes back to the seasons. I mean, that's even in the sense of that movie. They get to go to Norwood for a couple of days, and they get to have actual snowball fights and not have to, generate that at some studio.
Right.
So
that's good.
Yeah.
So now this group that you have, that you're in now. You changing the name at all on this or no?
Which one is that? New England Talent Crew?
Yeah, is that the same now? Is that okay. Now this is something you found. You found it yourself?
Yes. It has two forms, and it's a little. I don't know if it's justified for me to do, but when it's the group, I call it New England Talent Crew, because I believe that we are New England Talent Crew, and that's what we need to be, is New England Talent Crew, and represent the region, because of the fact that when films come in, or hopefully we can network and socialize, so that when films come in, the right people get on the right jobs, and people know the right people to put on the jobs and know who's qualified.
Right.
And then in the sense of something like when Stephen Howitt was running for election, it was the New England film movement, because the basic bottom line of it is and the way that I looked at it was a representative like Stephen D'Amico was using the fact that he was a representative to destroy film. So that has a direct effect on almost every state in the region, whether or not they want to admit it or not. It becomes a domino effect.
Right.
So because if you look over and you say, like in the case right now, Rhode Island, the governor just mentioned a cap on production, which isn't a good idea, because now whether or not he caps that production, films are going to say, because in their pre-planning stages, they're going to say, well, I don't know that I want to go to Rhode Island, because I might have to change my budget, because if they don't give out the credit. So,
but isn't that like shooting themselves in the foot for these states?
Yeah.
Like I say, because then, they may give up the tax credit money, but then they get it in sales tax and meals tax and hotel tax.
And that's it. I mean, the case in point, like you mentioned Essex earlier, I mean, that town.
Employment taxes, income.
Yeah. They benefited majorly from having a film there. And Quincy, you're going to see with Quincy that has the Kevin James film, they are going to make money hand over fist because even in the sense of keeping the high school open, that's a huge chunk of change that they would never have. And for a building that they were just going to demolish and never use. So, those kind of things like Franklin Park Zoo, I mean, the Kevin James movie saved that zoo. Wow. So they wanted to get rid of the zoo. I don't know if you remember that. What was that, last year or the year before?
They talked about shutting it down,
Yeah, and they came in and filmed a movie there, and Franklin Park Zoo is still there. So
yeah. No, I'm on your mailing list for New England Talent and Crew, and it is a good thing because you get these emails all the time for looking for extras, looking for bodies. And now, obviously, they must contact you and let you know that?
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I did it is because when I first started out, there was really not many people. I had a friend, Jody Purdy Quinlan, who helped me first starting out and letting me know about what was going on. And then it was, reciprocating the favor of, there's so many people out there that want to know, but they just don't know who to get in touch with. And they don't know how to go about doing it. And, and the fear, of course, is that the wrong people are going to go out there and try to take advantage of people. So, especially with social media now and the internet, it's so easy just to have things where it's, there's a wall there, people can post on the wall, and exchange information. So, that's the key for me.
Right. Now, you had said you were gonna tweet about us.
Yes.
This would be our first tweet. I think.
I am certainly going to tweet.
I'm not a Twitterizer. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Twitter.
I've been called a twit, but that's different.
I'm pretty good at Twitter. I was given the nickname the .com because of my internet stuff. So,
right.
But Twitter is a little new for me. So I'm still learning all the hashtags and everything like that. So.
That's something I think I'll do nicely without. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, this is good. So, but if people wanted to get a hold of you to get on your mailing list or just to see what you're doing, what would be the website for that?
You could go to chuckslavin.com. I have a bunch of links up there. Or, I'm on the web everywhere. So if they just Google the name Chuck Slavin, they'll sure to find one of my tentacles somewhere. So
diet pills.
yeah.
Great.
So spam.
And what are the big upcoming things do we know about?
Well, Mark Wahlberg's coming back for Ted. Kevin James is coming back to do Here Comes the Boom. Hopefully there's a film with Bruce Willis going down to Rhode Island, and maybe hopefully if Rhode Island gets everything straight with their tax credit, we'll have Body of Proof, which is the new ABC show. Maybe sign up for a second season to shoot in Rhode Island. So, it's good when everybody's working, and it's good when the crews are tied up. And in the case in point, just talking about to go back to that, and I know you might have noticed on my website I put a thing up because I feel very strongly that the governor had gone out and he had said that he wanted to cap the credit, and he did reverse course. So I commend him on that, and just in that matter, it seems like that was a good move, and now it looks like films are coming back, and hopefully this will be another very successful year for film in Massachusetts.
That's good, because a lot of places you'd think that they'd be filming a lot really aren't these days. I guess Miami has been cold.
Yeah.
As far as I think the only thing they've been filming in Miami the last 2 years is Burn Notice.
Yeah, I think so.
With any regularity, it's.
Well, Miami has a little different structure there too. They're a right-to-work state, so I believe that in that case, you just anyone can go and sign up, and then they have to hire them or something. I'm not sure the exact specifics on it, but I know like in Massachusetts, we have very strong, very good unions of talented workers who are able to go and do things. And not to say that our non-union is not very talented. I know a lot of non-union guys who are really, really talented, and hopefully as more movies come in, they'll get the chance to join the union or to work on more productions, and and make it big, you know.
Now that would be the Screen Actors Guild, or
yes, and we
Lady
also
Garment Workers Union. What is that? The Screen Actors Guild?
Yeah, we have the Screen Actors Guild. We have IATSE, which is the 41. We have a lot of very talented film workers now,
wow.
especially with the productions coming in. I mean, so many people I've seen have made their books and they're able to join the union. And you know, there's going to be a steady climb. A lot of people say, well, you know, the big name stars are from LA or whatever, and I just have this thing where I think, you know, just give it some time. You're going to see that these local guys are going to start climbing up that ladder, and sooner or later you're going to see a local guy directing a film or starring in a film. And
you mean like Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And
even though those guys are from here, so
yeah, that's
the
right.
argument's a little wild.
That was quite a production at The Fighter,
Yeah. And hopefully there'll be a part 2.
Yeah, one of the ladies that played one of the sisters, I guess, is Conan O'Brien's sister in real life. Yes.
Yes, I went to the wrap party, the premiere of The Fighter. It was pretty cool. So, and she was there having a good time.
So you get to go to all these big swanky things.
Well, I'm very lucky sometimes to get on lists. So I'm very fortunate for some of the friends I have.
Well, that's right. And speaking of those friends, we want them to start filming something in the greater Mansfield area.
Yes,
you got to get them down here. We have so much to offer in this town.
Yeah, and I said this to you before we started filming. I mean, I walked into the studio and I was very surprised and very, very, you know, I took a step back when I walked in because I didn't realize what kind of a facility you had here. So this is great.
Yeah.
And Jack's doing a great job, and you're doing a great job. So thank you very much, guys, for having me on the show.
Oh, no problem. That website again is chuckslavin.com.
.com. That's
and
right.
Your nickname is
.com.
.com. Wow. Excellent. Well, we're going to move it on out of here because I know we'll get a busy day ahead of us for you. I know you got places to be and tweets to Twitter or whatever it is.
I certainly have to Twitter.
What is it?
It's a tweet.
It's a tweet. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not out of the loop. It's just not something that appeals to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's you know, it's a whole new world. I was making a joke today to somebody about having a diary, and then I said, you know, who needs a diary now? Because sooner or later you're going to be able to print up everything online about yourself and know everything you did, you know? So
all right. Well, I want to thank our special guest for taking time out of his very busy schedule and enlightening us on the movie business and some inside stuff and some real interesting things. And hopefully you come back and visit us again, maybe with a production crew.
Yeah, I hope so.
And that would be great. So I want to thank my guest, Chuck Slavin.
Thank you very much, Dan.
And we will see you again soon, and you'll keep us posted, and we'll be looking at New England Talent and Crew.
Certainly will.
And if you want to get on that mailing list, you can email Chuck at chuckslavin.com, and he's got an email link there, and he'll get you on the list, and you can be the first one in your block to know about when they need extras or stand-ins or target practice or whatever they do. Sometimes they need bodies to move chairs or whatever. But if there's a need for it, you can find it through Chuck's website, and he can hook you up. And he's the local guy to do that with. Again, we're going to be back with another exciting edition next week. Another guest coming in, another repeat guest. We'll leave it at that for now. Once more, we get upcoming town elections, so I'm making the offer. If you are running for any office in town, there's even a couple that are running unopposed, that doesn't mean you can't come in and sit down and talk to the people. This is your chance to get your message out, and you can, it's just me and you, so there's no debating with the candidates and nothing like that. So you just come here and just make your case to be the person running for whatever. And we are going to be having a debate here. It's a little bit different. We're going to be doing that coming up in a couple of weeks. And we are going to debate the validity of open town meeting. Is it still worthwhile, yes or no? And this one's going to be cool because I'm going to be the moderator, and the two people that are going to be debating are both actual real-life moderators. And we have our own moderator, Mr. Bob Sakay from Mansfield, and also our good friend, the moderator from the town, Norton, Bill Govea. And and if anyone has a referee shirt, medium, let me know. MansfieldKitchenSink@gmail.com, right there. This should be a good show. Obviously, there's strong feelings on both sides, and hopefully it'll be a lively, spirited debate, and bring the ice cubes. So we got some great shows coming up. Again, I will be appearing live on the Joe and Huggy Show on TKK FM this Saturday. By the time this comes out, it'll you'll have missed it. So hooray for you. Always a bonus. But anyways, I look forward to seeing you again next time. I want to thank you all once again for having my kitchen in your living room. And this is Dan Pascucci, everything but the kitchen sink, and good night.
Hanging on, we push and shove. Possession is the mode of